Have you ever felt like your life is just a series of unfortunate events? One bad thing after another, and you're left wondering, why me? If you've ever felt betrayed, forgotten, or just plain stuck in a pit, then you need to hear the incredible story of a young man named Joseph. His story starts with a dream. Not just any dream, but a vision of greatness, of his family bowing down to him. Now, telling your 10 older brothers that they're all going to serve you someday, ... Well, let's just say it didn't go over well. Joseph was his father's favorite, and he had this flashy, colorful coat to prove it. This favoritism, combined with his big dreams, stirred up a storm of jealousy that would change his life forever. They grabbed him, stripped him of his beloved coat, and threw him into a dry well, leaving him to die. Imagine the terror, the betrayal. The very people who were supposed to protect you are the ones causing your deepest pain. But they changed their minds. Instead of leaving him, they sold him as a slave to a passing caravan headed for Egypt. From a favored son to a piece of property, just like that. Arriving in Egypt, Joseph was sold again, this time to a high-ranking official named Potiphar. And here's where we see Joseph's incredible character shine. He didn't wallow in self-pity. He worked hard with integrity, and God blessed everything he did. He rose in the ranks, managing Potiphar's entire household. Things were finally looking up. But then, disaster struck again. Without a fair trial, he was thrown into prison. Back in a pit. It would have been so easy to give up, to become bitter and angry at God. But Joseph didn't. Even in the darkness of the dungeon, he kept his faith. He continued to serve, and soon, the prison warden put him in charge of the other prisoners. It was here that he interpreted the dreams of 2 of Pharaoh's former servants, predicting one's restoration and the other's demise. His prediction came true, but the servant who was restored, forget about Joseph, leaving him to languish in prison for 2 more long years. Yet, this entire time, God was at work, weaving a grand tapestry that Joseph couldn't see. The pain had a purpose. The waiting was part of the plan. Then Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, started having troubling dreams. No one in his kingdom could interpret them. That's when the cupbearer finally remembered the Hebrew prisoner. Joseph was summoned from the dungeon, and standing before Pharaoh, he didn't claim any power of his own. He gave all the credit to God. He explained that Pharaoh's dreams predicted 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. Pharaoh was so impressed by Joseph's wisdom and humility that he did something a king. He made Joseph the foreign slave and ex-convict. The second most powerful man in all of Egypt, he put him in charge of a massive project to save the nation. Talk about a promotion, from the pit to the prison to the palace. During the famine, people from all over the region came to Egypt for food, including Joseph's own brothers. They didn't recognize him. They bowed before him, fulfilling the very dream that had gotten him into so much trouble years ago. Joseph had the power to take revenge, to make them pay for their betrayal, but he didn't. Instead, after testing their hearts, he revealed himself in one of the most emotional reunions of all time. He looked at his terrified brothers and said some of the most powerful words in history. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." He saw God's hand in all of it. Betrayal, the slavery, the imprisonment, every painful step was necessary to put him in a position to save his family and countless others. Joseph's story teaches us that even when we can't see it, God is working. Our pain is never wasted. Our detours and delays might just be divinely orchestrated setups for a greater purpose. So if you're in a pit right now, don't lose hope. Hold on to your faith, act with integrity, and trust that God is weaving your story into something beautiful. Forgiveness is possible, restoration is real, and your pit might just be a stepping stone to your palace. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that inspires and encourages. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you next time.